Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Fiverific chat today. I'm just checking my phone to make sure that you can all see me and hear me. If you can let me know, that would be great. I've just got the chat box popped open. I'm a little out of whack like I was last week. Adjusting to being back at home. Kim's just walked in from grocery shopping. Good job, Kim. Timing. Excuse me. So last week the chat was weird and got cut short and cut into two pieces, and then I unlisted one of the videos and you know, all that sort of thing. So for those of you that aren't aware, Fiverific is now no longer at Pease Court in Bethania. There was a bit of a mess up with the move, being that it turns out there wasn't enough room for me over at the new place, and so rather than moving into another office, I've had to move the business home. My home is not big enough for the business to be in it, so everything is a bit on top of each other. There's only really one place that I haven't got stuff stored, and that is the lounge room, just so we have a refuge, really. And in saying that, I've got my table rolled in and I'm sitting in the lounge room with like a little light and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So I don't know, can you guys see me and hear me? Because it seems that the chat's going, but I'm just going to open up. I normally run the YouTube thing while I'm doing this, and I decided not to today, but I might just jump in and have a quick look. Fiverific, that's what I'm looking for. You can store yarn at my place. Well, it's not the yarn that I'm having a problem with. Oops, that's not muted. Oh yeah, that's the right live chat. So we are going. So that's good. Sorry, I just want to double check. Oh, so you guys can see me and hear me. Oh, that's good. Thank you. I'm really out of whack. I feel really bizarre. I'm sitting in my lounge room. You couldn't hear before, but that was because of the kettle. Is my audio too low? Maybe. It seems to be okay. Like, I've got levels that I can see, but if you need me to bump it up a little, I totally can. So yeah. So this week has been crazy. It's been just. I went to hit Bunnings, which if you're not in Australia, it's like the big box hardware stores, and just bought shelving and crates and stuff like that just to try and fit as much in as possible. I have a small 3-bedroom house, and Fiverific was in a 67 square meter office, which I think I worked that out to be something like 600 feet. I can't remember. I worked out how many square feet it was. It was a lot. Oh, you can hear fine now that kettle's finished. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. So yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like everything's taking so much longer to do because, for one thing, the end of the pack ended up being so messy that I'm not quite sure where some things are, which is, you know, it's one of those things. I'm not entirely certain where some things are. They're here and they're in boxes, but I've got to go through it all. And I've also got to do a I'll do you a deal. You can pay the extra to upgrade my broadband NBN with mega uploads and stream from your place. Oh no. Crochet Clock is watching the ad. Thank you, Crochet Clock. Not that you can hear me, but you know, thanks. So yes, so it's been chaos, and Abby's on holidays. Abby's on school holidays. She's currently asleep, so she might creep out and poke her head in at some stage. So, you know, that could happen. Yesterday, so that was the thing. So, oops, I'm trying not to hit that. I keep bumping it just because it's right near my hands. So Monday and Tuesday I finished moving. Was it Monday and Tuesday or just Monday? Might have been just Monday. And so I finished bringing everything over and cleaned it all out and handed over the keys, and that was it was sad. And then on yesterday, Wednesday, for me, I had an appointment with my knee surgeon, and he was like, look, you're doing everything you can be doing, and you know, that's it. You just keep going, doing what you're doing. So I've got no more checkups with him. Gave me some really good tips about how to keep my knees warm, because there's arthritis in both of my knees. Even though I only had surgery in the one knee, he said that, you know, that knee's arthritis is very bad. So if the other knee is even remotely similar, that's right, there may well be a PJ visit coming. And so, you know, so that's good. I mean, it's good and bad about my knee, because I was kind of hoping for a bit better outcome. I noticed that because we've got winter here, and we had a couple of actually winter days, my knee ached a lot, and he gave me some really good tips on how to deal with that. So that was good. But yeah, it's been interesting. I'll tell you something that I'm really struggling with at the moment, which is I want to sit on... Hey, George. George is making an appearance. I want to sit on the couch with a lap rug, because I've got my Marvel blanket. I want to sit on the couch with my lap rug and my knitting, and I want a Netflix. And because it's all right here, the temptation is so it's just so strong. And because it's a bit, you know, it's the right weather. It's like rug up and enjoy it kind of weather. And the temptation is just so strong to not get anything done. And it's also a little overwhelming of what needs to be done, because there's just so much. And none of it's bad or anything like that. Like, there's been some cool stuff. Okay, so we've got the new branding. So for Fiberific, like, as you guys know, we've been rolling out new branding. And last week I had all the new packaging for the blinglets arrive, which looks awesome. And then yesterday I had all the yarn tags, like the swing tags, arrive, and they're so cute. So I started printing up the stickers to go on them last night. So I was sitting up pretty late last night sorting out some of that. But yeah, it's really weird, like, because there's been some really good positives. And then I ordered the stamp last night, like the round stamps. I actually ordered 2 of them, because I use them at Bendigo, but also, you know, I think Kim has bagged one, like with that crazy super chat that she did. And then like, so I did that, like, it would have been 9 o'clock last night. And yeah, I paid for like the fast service because I wanted it in time for Bendigo, and they had all these, like, it's an Australian company, which is really good, so it means there's no international shipping. But like, they had all these clauses like, oh, you know, if it takes longer for proofing, and if it takes doing this, and, you know, and then it's all this sort of thing. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to pay, like, it was nearly the cost of a 3rd stamp for fast, like, to get it made, because I'm like, I want it here within 19 days, because that's when I leave. Like, as you can see by the title, I leave in 19 days for Bendigo, which is a little daunting. And I'm like, I want the stamps to stamp on the, there's the Bingo Bendigo form. So I want my new stamp for that. And I want to stamp kids' hands, and I want to stamp Kim, and stuff like that. So I'm like, right, I'm just, you know, just pay it, Chantel. These ones worked out cheaper than any other quote that I got, anyway. Oh my gosh, hang on a second. I don't know who that is, but they're going to have to go to voicemail. Sorry. And so, yeah, so I was like, okay. And then this morning, as I'm setting all of this up, I got an email with the proof ready. And then while I was looking at that, I got a phone call from the guy saying, hey, I've just sent you the email. I'm like, yeah, I'm just approving the proof. And he's like, oh, I'll wait on the phone and I'll check it. And then he was like, right, I'm going to go and make it now. We're trying to get into today's shipping. And I was just like, wait, what? So I was like, well, that was totally worth that extra money. So I'll get to play with the stamps for ages before I have to go to Bendigo. So that's really good. Oh, are we having problems with... There we go. Look, I'm going to hit the thumbs up notification doobie changing thinger. Yeah, so I'm just having a quick... Because I've been blathering because my brain's running at 100 miles an hour. Crochet Clock says it is hard to keep motivated working from home. Yeah, I'd been doing it for a long time, and it was really nice to not do it, and now I have to kind of do it again, so it's a bit weird. Sally's broke her thumb. Oh, her thumb's been acting up because she broke it 7 years ago. Oh my gosh. Freaky Geek says everybody got broken thumbs. Only 3 likes so far. Oh my gosh. How many people are watching? There's more than 3 watching. I can see more than 3 in the chat. Figured I'm late. There would be way more numbers. Yeah, I don't know. Awesome service, love it. Who are they so we can use them if we need stamps? Hang on, I will tell you. Because I can't quite remember because it's all new. Hang on, and I don't want to get it wrong because there's so many stamp companies with similar names. They're called Stamp Store. I'm just checking their email. I've gotten the tracking number. I have a tracking number to go and get it, like for it to come. So it's www.stamps.net.au. So totally, I'll have to add some links in somewhere. And they've got tons of different types of stamps. I think I'm going to be going a bit stamp crazy. So yeah, let me have a look here. Sally says, Sally's thanking Freaky. Jackie reminded me to do that. Andrea says, my YouTube settings have changed and I can't find anything. You hate updates. Oh gosh, me too. Damp weather will do that to crack bones. I know, it's insane. And we've got a little bit of overcast at the moment, which is bugging me because I need to dye yarn so badly. Except because I've got all the spaces in the house are filled with crates and boxes and stuff. I would normally roll my racks in under the air conditioning units to dry everything, except there's no room. So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? My husband's like, will one of the racks fit in the bedroom? We can put it under the aircon in there. And I'm like, no. Oh dear, it's so funny. Kim says, I'm on the phone. I can't see the thumbs up and chat at the same time. Yep, that's the same problem I'm having. Hello, Angela from Kansas. What time is it for you over there? Rebecca's currently cooking egg sandwiches for her family. That's I love egg sandwiches. There's just something about that. 17 watching, 12 thumbs ups now, 13. Thank you guys. Andrew says I'm supposed to be finishing Issy's room 4 days in and I still haven't finished. Oh, come on, Andrea. Last year Abby went away skiing for, how long was she away for? 6 days. And I actually totally gutted Abby's bedroom and put all new furniture in before my knee surgery. So, you know, mind you, I didn't sort anything. I was just like, out, everything's out, nothing's staying. It's slowly climbing. Oh, that's good. Thanks for keeping an eye on that, Freaky Geek. I really appreciate it. Yeah, there's a live chat button in the middle of the section with the thumbs up. Oh, that's great. It's 7 p.m. Well, that's not a terrible time. There's, I've forgotten her name. There's a lady who comes in from Europe and it's 2 a.m. for her. You guys, what's her name? Oh, that's terrible. Hey, Daigo, how are you going? Crochet Clock's bouncing backwards and forwards because she got a late start making tea. Oh, there you go. I missed your tech stream that I wanted to watch. I've just been so not with it. Let me have a look here. Nat Power says, working from home is bad. I should be in my storeroom doing a stock take after the market, but I'm here crocheting and watching. You guys, Natalie Power is where I get my awesome tea from. Andrea says she's due home today, so I need to get it done. But instead, I'm watching you and knitting because it's more fun. Jenny from Sweden. That's it. Thank you, Kim. I feel so stupid. Good morning, Earl Grey Crochet. How are you going? There'll be more. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. Natalie is crocheting is being busy. Well, I mean, look here, I better knit some stitches, speaking of doing something. You know, like there is doing your crafting and your stitching and stuff like that, but yeah, sometimes you've got other things you have to do. Like, I really should be dyeing yarn or gluing blinglets or, you know, labeling things and ordering things, but no, I'm just knitting. I made the decision last night. I was just like, okay, I could totally set up another dye stream, but it's cold and damp out there, and I don't want to be outside where it's cold. And then and not even so much be out there where it's cold, but not be able to like sneak back inside because I have to stay there with you guys. And then there's all the labeling and stuff like that. But I was just like, oh, I didn't want to do that. Is that a cat or a dog? It's my dog George. Georgie, he needs a haircut really badly, but it's cold, so we haven't gotten it. And then Snowy's on the floor beside me. Let's see if we can just get Snowy on camera. Can you see her? I just got to move the chat. Snowy, hello. Hello, Snowy. Hello, you. Oh, Georgie's in. There we go. Got the dogs. They don't leave you alone. I'll just tilt this back to yarn cam. We can dye with you. We can help. Well, and look, seriously, I was going to ask you guys about this, but next week I would like to plan a dyeing session. And if you have any dyeing questions, I'm going to set something up over on the Fiberific Fun Zone just for to make sure I cover any topics or any techniques that you want to see. And then I can plan it around my other dyeing sessions this week and make sure I leave some bits and pieces for us to play with as well. So what do you think of that idea? Do you think maybe a little bit of we might have to get Crochet O'Clock to help us with the survey because she's queen of the online surveys, and work out some particular skills or types of dyeing that you want to see, or particular bases that you want to see dyed. Would you do it if I agreed to open my freezer and sit in front of it with the computer during the stream? I totally will. Oh, no, you don't need to do that. Andrew says, I've just spent lots of money on cleaning stuff and teenage stuff. I'm broke now. I totally get that. I've just spent lots of money on cleaning stuff as well. I'm waiting on my shipment. They take ages to ship. Dye stream. Okay, well, that's looking, I think that would be awesome. I can help with the survey, no problems. Thank you. Dyeing questions. That would be, that's awesome, you guys. So what we'll do is, if you're watching, just keep hitting that. I'm just whack it. Keep hitting the camera. If you've got questions during the live stream, during the replay, you can just pop them in the comments down below, or you can pop over to the Fiberific Fun Zone a fair bit later. We'll organise that the next day or so, and get up a post so that I can go through and plan some stuff and test my audio and all that sort of stuff that's outside. So yeah, Abby is still asleep, or at least she's still in her room. She may not be asleep. She could be watching. I'll hit my group up tonight after the stream and dinner. Oh wow, that'd be cool. Thanks, Crochet O'Clock. So, I'm obviously not focused because I'm totally not knitting. I'm just watching the chat. You guys are all keeping me totally occupied. My brain is running at 600 bazillion miles an hour. I'm not happy with the face cam. It's blue. And nothing I did could change it. And I'm just like, so there's, oops, hang on. That's where I changed the yarn. It's a bit baggy. Let's fix. Oh, that's right. Because hang on, I wanted to go back and join this in. Do you guys remember when we did the rainbow socks, how we did the colour joining for all the colour socks? I love that join. Oops, not like that, Chantel, like that. And I actually do it when I'm joining any colours, when I'm knitting anything that can deal with it. I mean, I can't do it for everything. I don't think it'll work for lace. Where it goes. Totally off topic. Is anyone else getting anxiety about not having enough bags for their shopping? Oh, totally. I am seriously, look at this, you guys. I bought a pile of bags. So for those of you outside of Australia, Australian shops are now no longer supplying single-use plastic bags, and you have to bring your own bags. And if you don't bring your own bags, you have to buy their bags while you're there. And some of those are still plastic bags, which just yeah, it bugs me so much, so much. Like, I hate it. And so Coles have these sort of Hessian-y kinds of ones. So I went out and picked up a pile of those because I refuse to buy plastic bags because they won't supply plastic bags. Like, to me, that, like, I watched an article because people were like, oh, Woolies are just going to make money out of this. And Woolies were like, no, we're donating every cent we make from these bags to charity. What a load of crap. Yeah, Nat says we were hoarding bags. We've got nearly an entire cupboard of plastic bags we've been hoarding as well. But I've also been making some. So I've got this one here that I'm in the middle of making with some Karen cotton cakes. It's gonna fold into a little baggy sort of thing, hopefully. So there's that one. But I've also bought a pile because my biggest issue is not so much when I've planned to go shopping, like when, you know, I sit down and I have my, I sit down and make a shopping list and stuff like that. So I plan those trips and I'll be like, right, I'm going to have a full trolley. I'll need to take this many bags. And I've totally got that many bags. My issue is more when I decide just to drop in and grab something. And I always never grab one thing. I always grab like a bag full. And so my problem's going to be more about having a bag in my handbag or something like that. So yeah, and I have to remember to bring the single-use ones to the medium before I put them into the green bag. Oh, totally. Do you know, those green bags that they sell, they are worse for the environment and take longer to decompose, and then they flake apart than a single-use plastic bag, which bugs me even more. They're still made out of plastic. Sally says, can't say that I do. My husband owns a supermarket, so he brings home most of the food. And Natalie says she's crocheting a bag at the moment as well. Georgie is a serious cutie when he's inside. When he's outside, he tries to attack everything. And, like, I don't know what it is. Like, he'll just sit at a fence and bark. It makes me crazy. Andrea says, I found a whole heap of bags in my secret compartment in the car. Oh, dear. Stacey, I agree with Stacey. Why take away plastic bags and then sell you plastic bags? No plastic should mean no plastic. I agree 100%. Like, I'm not against the ideas of why we're doing this. I think it's fantastic. And I do think we need to be using a lot less plastic in society. Like, everything is plastic coated. Like look at Chalga knitting needles and crochet hooks and like I've got a packaging for a crochet hook right here. Is there any real reason for it to have a hard plastic cover? Like, I don't think so, other than to stop people from stealing it. And I think that's a big issue these days, is a lot of things are being packaged in such a way because people are nicking stuff and it's terrible. But I agree, we should be knocking plastic out. I think single-use straws, like, seriously, we don't need straws. Using straws is bad for your mouth. I do it all the time. I'm not saying I'm some hippy-dippy who doesn't use straws. I do. But it's bad for the shape of your mouth. And it's actually quite bad for children to use straws all the time. But, yeah, it's just we've gotten so used to things. You need to get those bags that fold up to little squares that fit nicely into your handbag. Yeah, that's these crochet ones that I'm doing fold into a little round. Like, probably about the size of my hand and can float. I've got a massive handbag, so I could put like 5 in and not even notice. Jackie says they should go back to the paper bags and require them to be made from 100% recyclable. I would pay for that. I would pay for a good quality paper bag. Totally. Emma says, I recommend the little foldable parachute bags for keeping in your handbag. Canberra got rid of single-use plastic bags years ago. Oh, there you go. So you guys are all ahead of us. Freaky says, Sally, I've seen a bag do that. I don't understand. It starts off with, this is cheaper, so we're going to do it. Oops, maybe it wasn't such a good idea. Yeah, I think so. Vanessa's got an easy bag mate. T-shirt, cut off the arms and the neck, cut the bottom edge into a fringe and knot it close, stretchy bag. Oh, that would work, wouldn't it? They should offer old boxes like they used to do. I get boxes when I'm at Aldi. So I'll grab a box while I'm there. Emma says, and yes, supermarket packaging with plastic is so over the top and offensive. Yes. Jackie says, I stopped using straws 25 years ago because they're a waste of plastic. They are. There's so many things that are a waste of plastic. Oh my gosh, so many things. Like, I think plastic's one of those amazing inventions that we just took too far. There's so many good things to use, like the plastic for, that are useful and beneficial, but all the single-use plastic just needs to, because like I look in my bin and we recycle a lot, and but the rubbish that ends up in my rubbish bin is all plastic. It's all like bags that the fruit was in. It was all, you know, when you those rolls of bags to put your, I don't put bananas in them, but like if you're getting apples and things like that, or it's like if you buy a little pre-packaged bag of potatoes or something, it's all that kind of plastic. It sends me insane. Woolies used to sell multi-packs of nylon fabric bags. They are exactly the same as the singlet style used bags, but they stopped selling them before the ban came. I bet they did. El Grace says, we got a free week of HelloFresh, was handy, but every meal there was single meal servings of the sauces, like in little tiny plastic tubs of Greek yogurt, sweet chili sauce, mayo, hummus. See, that's an issue I have with like Light and Easy. My husband's still doing it. I had to go off it, but everything comes in all these bags. But when you look into it, all of their stuff's recyclable. So double check. Those little tubs may actually have a recycle logo on them, and you may be able to recycle them. So just double check, because we found out because we chatted with Light and Easy, because we were like, this is really bad. Because every, you know, breakfast has a bag, and inside that bag are bags and cups, and also like your eggs come in a little cup to protect them from being broken and everything like that. So yeah, so just have a look though, because we found out they ended up being recyclable, so that was cool. Oh, they should have been never seen them fold up. Sorry. Nerdy's making another hat because hats. Kim says, if you order online, you have to pay extra to have them unpacked from a crate to a bench, or for reusable plastic bags, which you can't return to them to actually have them reused. Oh my gosh. That's frustrating. I've got a friend who uses she's got disabled children, and she always gets her shopping delivered. So she was having a talk about that as well. Kirby, you missed a bit. You missed the roundup of what happened last week, and now we're having a whinge about plastic bags. That's it. There are red wheelie bins at Woolies now for recycling soft plastics like bags, cling wrap, etc. Freaky, here, there we go. Most hard plastics like your crochet hook needle are recyclable. It's mostly the soft plastics that are not recyclable in Australia. Oh, that's good to know as well. Excellent, thank you. I thought you were talking about a bag that can be used many times that fold up. I'm so confused. It is. So yeah, we're talking about both. We're talking about the bags that you can fold up and tuck into your handbag and reuse over and over again, like little fabric bags and things like that. But we're also talking about the plastics that we can't recycle. Apparently all plastic, soft or hard, is recyclable in Europe. Yeah, well, Australia needs to pick up their act on recycling. Let's just say that. And the number of, do you know, I'll tell you a bugbear of mine, like, might want to add this to the list, Kim, is when I see people throw obviously house rubbish into their recycling bins. Like, it is just another, to them it's just a second rubbish bin. They don't recycle into it. They'll just stick their bag of rubbish straight into the recycling. And you're just like, oh my God, that's going to contaminate an entire load of recycling because you can't be bothered to do the right thing. Like, if you're not going to recycle, don't use the bin. Anyway, I'll try not to do that too much. Andrew says, I just put the bags back in my car so they're there all the time. Just a new habit to get into. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. I think we just all need, well, those of us that aren't used to this, so probably specifically Queenslanders, we do. We just need to adjust to it, and we will adjust to it. And in 5 years, we'll be like, what? We don't even, we don't even care. So it's like, of course we're using reusable bags or something. I'm just saying it's very hard to fold up the parachute bags back neatly like when you buy them in the first place. It's because they're all starched and steamed, and they're like, right, let's iron these and get them in, and then you'll never get them in again. I like the ones where you look at it and you think, wow, its pouch is really big compared to the bag, but it's because they've thought about it and they've realised we're never going to get it in the same way they did. It's a very small parachute. It is. It's not a life-saving parachute for a human person. It's really, maybe an ant, maybe a kitten, but not a human. So yeah. I've got an X-Trail and we've got a drawer in the back of that car. So I've got some bags tucked in there. And so that's good as well. But like there's little things like my husband pointed out was like, well, we reuse our shopping bags for so much stuff. One of them is when he takes the dogs for a walk. He's like, what am I supposed to do now? So we've actually bought him like specific little bags to take for that because, you know, you're not going to be able to use it. But what I'm looking for, have you guys seen those really, really super lightweight mesh bags that you can use to, like, instead of the roll ones in the fruit and veggie section? Because I want to get some of those. Because I think that's my next thing, is not so much the shopping bags, because I'm pretty sorted now. It's more those sorts of things where then I don't have to worry about it. Stacey says, I think Coles and Woolies need to change their registers so you can just pack back into your trolley like an Aldi. Yeah, look, I was talking to my husband about that because he was like, oh, you know, what if we forget the bags? And I'm like, I just pack it straight into the trolley and unload it into the car. I've always got boxes and things in the car. I would totally just do that. And he was just like, yeah, but how they've set up the registers is really painful. I'm like, I would literally park my trolley and just as they scan it, they could just hand it to me even. But yeah, in their attempts to make it so that they didn't need bag packers. Do you remember when this showing how old I am now? Do you remember when, do you want to know, sorry, I just moved my foot, right? And so it's on the, like, it's near my head. There's my foot there. I literally looked behind me to try and work out what that movement was. Anyway, but no, they had the shopping, they had them really long. So you would have the space for your stuff at one end, and then it would go through the checkout, and the checkout operator would scan it and then slide it behind them, and another person would pack the bags. And we need that again. Except they've really, you know, they've taken all those out. Bin liner sales increased by 30% when the ban came in. Oh, well, we've already had to buy a bag of bin liners. Stacey says, I've got the little mash bags for fruit and veg. Oh, Stacey, where did you get them from? Oh, and Gay's got them too. And so has Earl Grey. She got hers from Flora and Fauna. They also have reusable straws. You can buy the small bags in a container from the reject shop for the dogs. Oh, yeah, that's what we got him. It was like in a little dog bone, and he clips it to his belt loop, and off he goes. Let me look. I hope I don't forget. There you go. Yeah, I hope you don't forget either, Nerdy. Flora and Fauna is a website. I'm going to look that up. Check out Biome for reusable mesh product bags. Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. The Granny Square Conspiracy makes produce bags out of recycled net curtains. That's a good idea too. And look, even I've got net here from the curtains that were on the house before when we bought it, we were like taking those down, but I didn't get rid of any of the nets. So maybe I could even, because they're just little double drawstring bags, aren't they? So the Granny Square Conspiracy. We have a health food shop in Harvey Bay which stocks them. Hey Marion, how are you going? It's good to see you in the chat today. Look, I'm going to tell you one of the really big perks about working from home again is my coffee machine. I love it. So I've got my good coffee. So that's really good. I love it. I love that I can work into the night. Why do I love that? That's a problem, actually. Like last night I'm sitting here working at like 10:30 and I was just like, might be time for bed, Chantel. So yeah, so that's a plus. At Bendigo, it's a plus. The rest of the time, it's a minus. But for Bendigo prep, it's a plus. So I don't know who's in the chat. Well, I can see a few of you. Who is planning on coming to Bendigo? Like, I know that not all of you are in Australia, which makes it awkward. But you guys get to go to other events that we can't go to. I only use for small things like beans or other stuff can fend for itself. I see. I like to bag all the fruits. I like to keep my apples separate from my mandarins because the apples squish them. I have a sheet set that I can't use anymore because the elastic is gone in the fitted sheet. So I was thinking of cutting it up, making shopping bags. Or you could just put new elastic into your sheet. Seriously. just put more elastic in. But yeah, totally. If you like the fabric enough, then use that. But honestly, I have so many of the green ones I don't have a pressing need. Natalie's going to be there at Bendigo. Oh, Andrea's going to try and convince her mum to come and say hi. She better. You tell Shirley that if I don't get a hello, I'm going to be upset. I have to admit, I like the extra support from the base in the green bags. I wish I had one of the they're not calico, one of the Hessian bags handy. I'd show you, but they don't have that extra support line. They've actually got a boxed bottom, and they've kept all the fabric in it by the looks. Curtain mesh is perfect. I'll see you at Bendigo. Hey Nat, how are you going? We're gonna have to set, like, if any, like, this is gonna sound bizarre, but I'm thinking of doing a little meetup. So I'm going to be at Bendigo for the Sheep and Wool Show. And then I've got, then I'll be at the end of August, beginning of September, I'll be down for VidCon. And so I want to set up another little meetup. So if you guys think that would be good, I would love to do that. Marion can't come because of her son's engagement party. 150 people in your house. Oh my God. That's insane. That's so many people. Don't know how it is there. Most major grocery stores stock reusable bags that cost $1 each. Yeah, we've got the reusable bags, but they're plastic. And like, to me, if they're making us replace plastic, why use plastic? But anyway, I don't actually like the sheets that much, either on the bag or either on the bed or as bags. You can all meet at the coffee cart at Bendigo. Oh no, that's not a good spot there. That's crazy busy there normally. And there's nowhere to sit. And I'll want to sit down because, you know, I will have been standing once. Sorry, I'm sitting on the edge of my chair here and it's just really not very comfortable for long. That's better. I just sat back just that little bit. So let me know if you can still hear me and all that sort of stuff. I feel like I'm shrinking out of the camera. Daigo's off for a minute. I should probably knit something. I'm just sitting here talking. It's got to be boring for you guys, right? Just blathering on about things as usual. Oh, whacked it. The Go Green bags are made from some kind of cloth. Okay, that's cool. Yep. Because we've got some bags that are made out of. We've got green bags that are literally bright green, that are made out of some sort of plastic mesh. They're not good. And then we've got the fabricy ones, which are much better. And they started bringing in a harder plastic or a thicker PUL plastic, and they're not great. So yeah. Australia is a long way from Southwest USA. Australia is a long way from everywhere, nerdy. Andrew's so cold. Australia must have arid parts. It totally does. So we've got a massive desert around most of the middle of the country. Isn't it something like 80% of Australians live on the within like an hour of is it within 2 hours of the actual coastline? I think that's how it works. It's a lot. There's a lot of people who don't live inland. So I mean, and we've got some beautiful inland places like through the Northern Territory and stuff like that. But there's a desert. Marion says it's 99% desert and we all hang off the edges. We do, yeah. We definitely hang off the edges. There's no doubting that. But you've got to fly over the desert every time you need to go to one of the other sides or something for that. Not that I go to the West Coast that much. I'm an East Coast girl. That sounds fancy. I'm an East Coast girl. We are very strong. We're exceptionally strong here in Australia, hanging off the side of our country like that. For sure. Yep. Totes. Nat says we're about 4 hours from the coast. Oh my gosh, Natalie. Oh yeah, because yeah, there's that section through New South Wales and Victoria where it's a lot greener going further in, isn't it? Australia can keep its huge buggy creature things over there. Ah, right. Thanks for that. We'll also keep our cute koalas and kangaroos too. Ha. And wombats. I love wombats. Do you guys love wombats? I think wombats are hilarious. And echidnas. Echidnas crack me up. Honestly, have you seen echidnas run around? They are fast. Like, ning, 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 ning. I was watching them in an enclosure and it was feeding time. And they are quick. Kim says it's the little buggy creatures you need to watch out for. Yeah. Yeah, droughts are terrible. We get quite a few of them here as well. We get droughts and flooding rains. That's what we get. There's no real in between. Man, I tell you what, one thing I don't miss about being home, Snowy's hair in all my knitting projects. Get out. Wombats rock. Actually, they are rock. Don't hit one in your car. That's actually a really good point. That's a really good point. Koalas are angry little creatures. Yes, they are angry little creatures. You'd be angry too if all you lived on was leaves. I'd be angry, and bored, and tired. Wombats and echidnas are the best. They totally are. They totally are. My riffraff neighbour let their chihuahua run loose and I thought it was a fox. I need an eye exam. It might have big ears. It might have big ears. Have you ever hit a wombat with your car? Car gets written off but the wombat walks away. No, I've never actually hit one. I've been very lucky. Where I am, in the southeast corner of Queensland, other than a few koalas and the occasional kangaroo when you go a bit further inland, we don't really get anything. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Crochet O'Clock. I appreciate you jumping in with that. And hailstorms. Oh, yes. Hailstorms are terrible. We are, like, where we particularly are at our house are so lucky. But the hailstorms go around us. We're in a little bit of a gully and they tend to go round us. But the people on either sides, it's bad. It's so bad. Like if you're at Dreamworld and there's a hailstorm, bye-bye car. Bye in the outside parking. Bye-bye car if you parked at Movie World. I saw a deer run into a moving car. Oh, that would have been not fun. When I'm driving to Bendigo, I actually saw my first wild emu. When would it have been? A couple of years ago. Because I drive down. So, come on, guys. You guys need to get out your maps. Google Maps. Luckily, I unplugged my Google Home. Because otherwise it would be like, I can't help you with that. So, I drive down the Newell Highway. Newell. The Newell Highway. So, it's going down like the centre of New South Wales and Victoria to get down to Bendigo. And there's emus that run along the side of the highway. It's like I was driving along, la 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 la, listening to my audio book, looking out for cars. Then you see the movement off the side of the road, and you have to watch out for kangaroos because they will just come out. And so I've sort of because there's no cars around me, I've just taken my foot off the accelerator to sort of have a look. And he was just running down the side of the highway, like trying to keep pace with the car, and it was flying. No one is at Dreamworld these days, according to the news. Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's a bit like that. And that's their own damn fault too, I think. Midnight Oil had a song about Dreamland. I don't know any Midnight Oil songs. I'm a very bad Australian. Stacey said I hit a kangaroo on Monday this week on school drop-off. Oh, gosh. Wave to me as you drive past. okay, I don't know where you are, Nat, so I'll just constantly be, be like this, driving and waving out the window. That would be weird. Andrew says, I've hit a wombat and it left a massive hole in my bumper. I swear I heard it laughing as it ran away. I think that, oh my gosh, I'm getting bluer because the sun's moving outside. The light, I have no control over the light here. It's making me very angry. For you kids, Midnight Oil was an Australian rock band back in the Stone Age. And, the lead singer became an Australian politician for a while. Oh, come on, gay. You know what I mean. Put them on a plane and they'll fly. Yes, that's right. Or in a catapult. They'll fly then. You're an hour from Narrandera. I go straight through Narrandera. I stop for fuel there. That's one of my fuel stops. And that's where I stop and have a snack. So maybe you could drive an hour to Narrandera. No, don't do that. Crochet Clock says, I was worried about the sun going down for me last night too. Yeah, mine is more that I had this all set up, but now the sun's coming out. So it's brightening everything up. Except there's something hinky happening with this webcam. And I can't adjust. Oh, I'm going to have to look for some settings. Excuse me. But I can't seem to adjust the white balance on the webcam. So, yes. Jackie's mum is from Narrandera. Am I saying it right, you guys? I don't even know. I drive through some of these towns and I'm just like, Jerilderie, Narrandera, Deniliquin. Go through all these sorts of towns. So, but yeah, there's some, I love driving through these towns. I don't know, and I get, everyone tells me, oh, there's faster ways, but for me, I like this particular drive. I like the roads, and I like the attitude of the other drivers on the road, and also not a lot of grey nomads on that particular road, which they bug me. Honestly, they really do. I think we were talking about this another week. Oh my gosh, I'm so blue. I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry. It's gonna bug me so much. But yeah, but people who speed up when you're trying to overtake them, they bug me. And they've been going 80 in the 100 zone. I'm hilarious because I'm a smurf. Oh dear. Oh, I just got to move again. I did not plan this out for an hour and a half of sitting, did I? It's because I'm sitting like this, like a big old slumpy. Nerdy, the song is Dreamland from the Diesel and Doster album. There you go. Marion says, I have friends who are grey nomads and I can't deal with it. I don't know how they deal with it either. If I want to go on a trip somewhere and I've got a specific location and I'm going and it's going to be 2 weeks away or something, yep, I can do that. But 6 months of just driving around? Nah, no way. It's not going to happen at all. It's not going to happen. Tim and Abby have, because Abby's broken her arm and they're having to sort of change their holiday plans because she can't ski. They've been having a discussion over whether or not they should fly down to Melbourne, because they're going to Melbourne for a week, whether they should fly to Melbourne or whether or not they should drive. And Tim's like, I want to drive, and Abby's like, no, I don't want to drive to Melbourne. And so yeah, it's one of those, it's kind of like he really enjoys the actual drive, whereas she enjoys the destination. So she just wants to get there, but he wants to enjoy the drive. So I think they've decided to fly. Because she just said, I'm just going to complain the whole way in the car. So 2 days of Abby complaining. Sally would love to do that. Is that the grey nomading? For those of you that don't know what grey nomading is, I'm sure most of you do, but grey nomads tend to have big caravans hooked up to cars or four-wheel drives, and they just drive around Australia. They go everywhere and they just park anywhere that they want. And they're actually doing some real good for some country towns that don't normally have much in the way of tourism. So, you know, I don't want to whinge too much. But yeah, it gets a bit frustrating. Some of them are driving vehicles that are not suited for towing, a van the size that they should be. So yeah. Stacey's written, they drive in the middle of the road towing giant vans every Friday, driving into bothe that they seem to be on the move. Yeah, there seems to be a lot around there because I drive through bothe to go and visit my mum. And yeah, bothe seems to have a lot of people in caravans moving around. Sally says hers has to be total luxury accommodation, like a massive RV or something. Yeah, a lot of them seem to be quite plush inside. When I was working with the caravan boys, a lot of the caravans that come in, like that get just general servicing, they tend to, sorry, I'm just rubbing my knee. They tend to be really, really nice. Like you sort of look in them and you're like, wow, that's nicer than my house in there. Those ones are good, but it's, I don't know, it's just all the crampedness stuff. It would bug me. And bugs. There must be a bunch of van dealers in that area. Possibly. See, look, now I'm not blue. What happened? I don't know what happened. I'm not blue now, everyone. Oh, dear. Oh. But yeah, so I had a list of stuff I wanted to talk about today. And I don't know where the list is. It's over. I've got a work table. I'm not sure what you can see. I'm just having a squiz. Okay, so behind my head, past the lamp, there's a set of shelves. Beyond that set of shelves, there's another set of shelves. And beyond that is a big work table. And then another set of shelves. And then my dining table. That sounds like that's a lot of space. But from the lamp to the dining table is probably not more than 4 meters. Everything's so squashed in. Need the type of RV where the sides come out. Oh, I'm blue again. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh man. I know the ones, they look really cool. They turn into like that space age home. Like they park here and they just go and everything just, oh my gosh. So yes, like Transformers, like a Transformer truck. I've seen the ones where the big semi-trailer just pulls up and it creates like this entire like house basically. They look cool. Stop moving. No, I have to move. My back hurts because of how I'm sitting. I'm sorry, but my back really hurts. So I've got to really keep moving. I know I'm Smurf again. I'm a Smurf. I'm really not getting much done on this sweater, am I? That's nice and not blue. So I'm using this Debbie Bliss Cash Merino Aran, which is lovely to knit with, I must say. And I'm really enjoying it. But I tell you what, like commercial mills and their rules about knots, it might be the reflection from my stool. No, it's not. It's too far away and it's nowhere near that, and it's not got that kind of light. It's because the light coming from around me and the lens are not playing nice together. So yeah, it's yeah, nerdy, that's our normal summer. We get 40s all the time. But our houses are built for it. So, and it's not a dry heat for us. We have a 40 degrees days are normally up around 70-80% humidity. You feel like you've just stepped out of the shower and put your clothes on without drying. It's not fun. And then try and knit with that as well. Total air conditioning right there. But yes. Oh, what have I done there? That's weird. Oh, I can see what's happening. It's fine. There's nothing to see here. At least this is dry heat. That reminds me of a Jeff Dunham skit. Who's that grumpy, the grumpy puppet that he uses for stuff? It's a dry heat, and I'm gonna have to totally. I'll put a link to a video of the skit in the group. Jack says one of the reasons I left Brisbane was the lack of humidity. I love the lack of humidity in Canberra. Yeah, humidity will get me every time, I reckon. I really do. And that's something I really love about Bendigo as well, is that it's cold, but it's not I mean, it has been rainy one time, and that was horrible, but it's normally just cold and dry, and that's fine. Her house isn't. We don't have aircon. We have a swamp cooler in the window, which actually works pretty well. Oh yeah, well that's a good. That works well enough for a day or two, doesn't it? We get the odd day with high humidity. It's muggy. Yeah, I don't like muggy weather, especially if I'm knitting silk. It seems to drag across your skin. One time I was spinning silk in like high humidity. I don't do that anymore because I literally cut my skin and ruined the silk because it was bleeding. So I don't do that anymore. Sweet, 20 likes and 17 watching. You like way better odds. They are way better odds. Cold with crystal clear days and lots of sunshine. Love them. Oh yeah, me too. I love that. What have I done here? That's really tight through there. Why is that so tight? Was I stress knitting at some stage? I wonder why that would be. Sorry, I'll bring that down so it can focus. Freaky Geek doesn't like the cold. Look, I don't mind the cold as long as where I'm staying is built for it. Not all houses are built to deal with cold. My house certainly isn't. My house is built to deal with heat. I've got a really tight stitch there. I don't know why that one's so tight. I shall look at it when I get to it and see what the problem with that one stitch is. It's having a big old sooky whinge. Hang on, we're nearly there. Find out why it's so dang tight. Here it is. What's your problem? I can't tell. Hang on, you guys. I'm just getting to this tight stitch. I can't see why I've made that one stitch so tight. That's going to be interesting. I hope that blocks out. I don't like it when I get tight bits. It's not tight now. Anyway, sorry. I hate the cold. I showed Andrea my March Mystery Lace Club and I did a bead row so she could see how easy it was. Oh, that's awesome. Does Andrea didn't get the March, did she? No, but you can still do that. How much left to knit on your cardie? So much. There's so much left to do. There's no way it's getting done for Bendigo. Kim Nelson can comment. Welcome to the chat, Kim Nelson. Bitter windsock, yes they do. Oh my gosh, I'm a bit embarrassed to hold up my cardie. Alright. It doesn't look much like a cardie. Okay. Hang on, I'll just pull some yarn so that I can lift it. Oh, oh dear. Okay, so oh, that's nearly popped off the end there. Lucky we were having a look, guys. I nearly lost stitches off the body. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna hold it up. I'm embarrassed. Okay, so here's my cardie. That's it. I've got down to the underarms and nearly a sleeve. I got bored. Is it yeah, it's still a neck warmer. It's a neck warmer with a 3/4 length sleeve. Oh, it's very, very shameful. But I knit a lot of sleeve this week. I really did. I did. Leonie, have just turned the central heating back on. It's only 4 degrees. Oh, Leonie, that's terrible. Where are you? No, I think Leonie's Australian, you guys. Andrea's up to the yellow finally. Oh, that's awesome. I know, Marion. I've just been so busy doing other things that I haven't been knitting. And, you know, I got sidetracked because I'm still making Abby's blanket and I'm making shopping bags and you know, there's not been much craft time for my personal projects lately. So, also my brain has to be in a, I've just got to double check if I'm ready for my increase yet. No. Sometimes my brain's just not in a good place. So, you know, and I can't seem to enjoy the monotony of dark grey stockinette for hours and hours. Although I found a TV show that this week that I can just sit back and just watch while I'm doing this. Don't distract her. She needs to knit. Kim says, you've been busy this week. Not sure what your excuses are for everything before last week, though. I just didn't do it. I've been working on other projects. A one-sleeve jumper, you can call that a design feature. Yeah. Show us the colour work. I can show you the colour work. Hang on. I just pulled some stitches up, so if I'll just quickly knit them. I just got a message from Abby asking if I'm going to be going to 11:30. Yes, I am, Abby. So Abby's awake, everybody. But she's in bed with her iPad, I'd say. But I can't message her back, so hopefully she can hear me. Kim says, I just want to say a big thanks to my beautiful friend Leanne Burns because she couldn't be live today but needs a mention. Hey Leanne, how you going? Have you started knitting your yarn? So Kim, she can totally use the internet. It's all good because I'm running 2 different routers. So I'm actually using the normal fiberific internet that I always have for when we're live. That's what I'm using. So she can use the home internet and there's no issues. Freaky Geek says, good morning, fiberific child. But I love Leanne. She gives the best hugs. We met at Redlands. Marion finished her cardi yesterday and she's been away for a month. No shaming though. All right. Yeah, that definitely doesn't feel like shaming at all. Marion. Why do hat patterns call for 16-inch but Addie says 20-inch is for hats? I don't know, but I like a 16-inch for a hat. I think it depends on the individual knitter, honestly. Also, it depends on the yarn and how big a hat you're going to be doing. I think you could totally use a 20-inch. I personally just prefer a 16. Like, it's my personal preference, and we all know how I feel about those. Okay, colour work shot, you guys. Here you go. My little birds, my little chickadees. Kim says it depends if you want your stitches stretched out. See, I like to squish mine together. Like this, or squishy, or scrunched up. I'm just going to stab that there so it stops doing that. But there we go. There's the colour work. I hand-dyed a bit of green and some purple. I probably would have liked the green a smidge darker, I think. But I really enjoyed doing the colour work. It's the grey that's killing me. And I have a horrible feeling. Are you ready for it? And I'm going to keep knitting. But the yarn I used was slightly finer than what I've got for the rest of the jumper. And I'm not sure if you can't really see it. But see, oh, you can sort of see how it's rippling. I'm really hoping that blocking that will solve it enough without distorting the other stitches too much. So yeah, that's going to be an issue. Can't wait to. Here we go. Hang on a second. Oh, Abby's got Jazzy asleep on her. Nerdy is. Here we go. I can't wait to see what Leanne does with the yarn I dyed from that live chat. I can't wait either. Leanne got the speckles. Nerdy says, I also need to say this. The Knitter's Pride Zing DPNs suck. Nerdy, you're not the only person I've heard say that. I personally haven't used them. But I have heard that they're not great. And I've also heard that they are not actually, you need to double check the gauge. Don't go by the sizes that it has printed on them. So if you've got a reliable gauge tool, use that. Marion says it will block out. I hope so, Marion. This is my first colour work that's not a hat. So I'm really hoping so. And I laid it out. I'll see if I can find a photo for you. Photo. I laid it out because I wanted to, because I've got short arms, you guys. I have short, fat arms. And I wanted to make sure that it was how it was looking against one of my favourite things. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see this. I'm going to hold it up. But can you see, like, I've got it over the top of one of my favourite hoodies. So it's a bit wider in the arm than my hoodie, which is okay. But I need to just go a little bit longer. So a couple more repeats. So that's not real clear. But you can see the light grey over the black. And the light grey is my jumper. And the black is my hoodie. My favourite hoodie. Which I love the sleeve length and everything on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm profesh, you guys. I'm not using tape measures. Jazzy. Okay, so Abby has Jazzy. And Jazzy is our old curmudgeonly cat who has recently taken to sleeping with Abby, which is a new thing. Except she uses Abby as a pincushion. So Abby is currently being plinked, which is when cats milk tread. We call that plinking. So, yeah. And it's Crochet Clock says, yes, I meant the neck. Hang on a second. I missed something in the chat here. Hang on a second. Are those oh, I've missed heaps of stuff. There's other people here in the chat as well. Hey Bambi. Are those kitty cats? No, they're little birds. Although a friend said if you turn it upside down, it looks like a bear face. Oh, sorry, it looks like a butterfly. So I just turn it upside down. So you guys, if you put the two birds that way, they look like a butterfly. And if you go this way, they're little birds. Come back, yarn. Okay, back to the bottom here. I listened to blog posts that said the KP zings were okay. What a colossal mistake. Yeah. It's one of those things you're better off buying just a single set of something to see if you like them, because everyone likes different tools, you know. Does Chiagu make size 7 and 8 DPNs? Do you mean, so what would that be? A size 7, it's a US size 7 in mils, you guys. Is that like a 3.5 or a 4? Because if so, yes. Yeah, they go from a size 0, so 2 mil, up to 10, as far as off the top of my head. 10 mil, that is, not size 10. And that's what Kim says. Yes, the problem with reviews is that there's someone's opinion and not necessarily yours. Yeah, totally. That's why I always say I love Chiagu, but you may not. And I'm not going to whinge about other brands because, well, except for other brands that I've used that I wasn't happy with something about. But I'm not going to just blanket wash, say all other brands except for Chiagu are bad. I don't believe that at all. So I'm not going to say it. But I am going to say, for the price point of Chiagu's, I have not had a bad experience. I've had cables come undone. That was my own fault because I didn't tighten it with a key. And that's the worst experience I've had. I personally haven't had any breaks. I've had a couple of customers who've had breaks, but they have an instant replacement policy, so I just swap them. 4.5 and 5 mil, yeah, they totally do. You can get them in stainless steel or bamboo. Nerdy. So keep an eye out. You can grab them on Amazon, I think, have some, but you should be able to find a local seller for sure. Hang on a second. Something about being friends. Hang on. I don't know what Kim's upset about. Half the butterfly could be a hummingbird. Oh, it totally could be, for sure. It's so cute. I love this pattern. This is a Ysolda Teague pattern. I got it out of her, what's that book called? Little Red in the Big City or something like those. Oh, if you don't love Chiagu's, we can't be friends. Okay, I understand now. Look, and I do, and that's why I sell Chiagu. Oh, hi Georgie. It looks like you're trying to eat my head. You're eating my hair. Eat the hair. Eat the hair. But yeah, so sorry, sidetracked. I'm totally like a 5-year-old child. I was lucky I could borrow Kim's and was so excited when I got my own set. And that's the thing, like, loving needles sounds painful. Totally, it is. But yeah, so, and that's the thing with tools. We all like a different tool. And like, you even talk to tradesmen and different tradesmen like different tools. It's just, we all like something different, and we need to make sure there's lots of brands around, and we need to make sure one brand isn't a total saturation, except for Chiagu. They can be a total saturation. I'm okay with that.
Except Keith tools.
Abby just said some people are tools. Abby's up, by the way, you guys. And yeah, so, you know, Marion says Chaggy's my faves. Purchased from Fiberific, of course. Oh, dear. Like tattoos, painful but fun. Yes. So I'm tossing up, speaking of tattoos, not that I'm getting a tattoo. I just want to clarify that straight away. I'm tossing up between paying for someone else to print out my Fiberific tattoo sheets or whether or not I should just get some of the paper myself and print them out. I'm torn. I've got the right kind of printer to do it. Oh, excuse me. Kim says, I had a squeaking crochet hook and then the hook itself started moving or slipping in the hand grip. That's annoying. What brand was that? Whoever it was, it should totally be replaced. For sure. Kim says, I have more than one brand of needles. It depends on the yarn. That is totally true. Not Kim, Rebecca. Sorry. And that's totally true, Rebecca. I personally have the Chickadee bamboos and the Chickadee stainless steels. And I like bamboo for some things and stainless steel for others. And that's just how it is. It's for some yarns. Some yarns need a bit more of a grabby thing. Kim says print your own and then we can print all the things. I can make up like little, like crazy little Fiberific yarn ninja tattoos for Mystery Lace Club members or something. That would be fun. Earl Grey Crochet says, can't wait to get back to using my Chickadee needles once I finish crocheting my blurred lines. How sweet does that jumper look? I saw your photo this morning of you in it. It's just got no sleeves now and no waistband. Is that right? Like you're stopping soon to put the waistband on. But it looks so good. It really does. I'm loving how it's coming out. You guys, you need to go and check out Earl Grey Crochet on Instagram. She's crocheting up this gorgeous jumper from... it's an Adidas Design Blurred Lines jumper, and I'm not a big fan of crochet jumpers, honestly, but I'm really keen on this one. It's on my list. Freaky Geek Temporary Tats. Yes, Temporary Tats. And oh, Kim says my little shrug was a hit. Oh, I'm so glad. And it fit her okay. And Earl Grey will be starting her waistband soon, so that's good too. Got some water here. Abby's just over here.
Dog's stabbing me with her ankles.
Well, then move her. The dog's stabbing Abby.
She stabs me. Wolf will move her.
Sally is on her first sleeve. That's awesome. Speaking of first sleeves. Well, move her off your lap. You totally can. You can totally move her off your lap. There you go. Here we go. So where are we up to here? I have Zings, Chowgoos, Lycas, and a couple of others. Kim says it was a little loose, but that's okay because it means it doesn't crush what she's wearing underneath. Oh, that's actually a really good point. Oh dear. Yeah, I think I like the look of the Leica. They look nice. I've held them in my hands. I haven't actually used them, but I've got a friend who's got some and I like the feel of them. Didn't like the Zings. And I've had a couple of brands where I've actually unsold the kits that I had, so because I just preferred the Chickadee over them. Sally says I'm a little stuck with it because I've reached the right length but haven't done enough decreases. Sally, I think that's the problem I'm going to be coming up against for my sleeve as well. It's not going to be narrow enough around my wrist, but I'm not actually that worried because I've got fat wrists. So, Kim says I have Chowgoos, Addies, Carbons, Dreams, and Nova Cubics. And Denise. I like the Denise interchangeables, but I'm an odd duck. Look, I don't like the Denise because they're plastic, but that's just me because I don't like plastic tools. And as I said, you know, we all like different things. Kim says, Knit Pro with a black handle I bought that tried a brand went back to the Clover Soft Touch. Oh, there you go. Oh, you guys, Clover. Speaking of Clover, everybody who put in their Clover pre-orders who opted for shipping should have their parcels now. I shipped them all out express on Monday. And so everyone should have their stuff. And then later today, I'm actually looking, like right here is the box of the additional stock that I can put up on the website. So there's more bits and bobs, and there's a couple of things that I was able to order that were not in the pre-order that I'll be able to put up on the website as well. This toothy wool yarn is nice with resin needles. I don't know what toothy yarn is. It was 100% replaced by the beautiful seller. Oh, that's awesome. It's good when you get a good seller. Like, that's like, I think customer service is highly important. And there are some times where you do have to put your foot down and just go, look, I'm sorry, but no. But when you can do something, you should do something. That's how I see it. But I will be really honest. If I get a really bluntly worded email or someone is just outright rude, the chances of me going above and beyond are really low. Like, if you want me to do something, it's like anything. I'm a human person with emotions and feelings, as we know. If you want me to do something for you that I don't actually have to do, then be nice. You know, it's not hard. Like, I've had some shocking emails where something's happened, totally has nothing to do with me or is not my fault, and is not anything bad on my end, and the way an email is worded or how it comes across when I've read it is just really short and like, you know, I received these, I don't need them, I would like a replacement. And you're like, but you ordered them. Well, I decided that I don't want them. I want a refund. And you're just like, okay, like, it's different. Like, if someone's like, hey, I got this order and I realized I really don't need them. Is it possible to get a refund if I get them back to you? I'll be like, yeah, sure, put them in the mail, and once I get them, I'll do your refund. But, you know, it's different. If there's a broken product or something like that, I will swap that out, no problems. I have no issues. I will ship out the new one without even needing the other one back. But if there is it's just because someone's changed their mind and then they're really rude, you're just like, I don't like this. Andrea says, oh my goodness, I just had to frog a couple of rows. Knitting whilst watching you is a curse. Andrea, you should know better by now. You should be working on like easy projects or something that you don't need to. Andrea says the clover hooks for making doilies are next on my wish list. Hang on a second. Is it this one? Let me have a look. I cannot. No, I've just happened to have the sets right here. I'm just. You mean this set? This set right here. These ones. The steel tips. These sets. They've got a really good price on them. I like how they've all got little lids too. Little caps. Can you see? That's cool. I don't actually have any of the crochet. Any of the clover steels. I've got a set of other steels which I'm not a huge fan of. I've got the wrong soft grip handle. Well, actually I got the wrong handle. It's not soft grip is the problem. So great customer service, and I was prepared to post it back, but they didn't need it. They believed me from the get-go. That's awesome. My friend brought some crochet bamboo hooks, but she really didn't care for them, so give them to me. Any tips? Just double check that they're not splitty. They're not going to grab yarn. A little really fine grade sandpaper just around the sort of edge of the hook tip. But yes, so it's going to depend. As Kim's saying here, it depends on the hooks. There's bamboo and there's bamboo. If it's good grade bamboo, it'll be nice. If it's not, they're really good for firewood. Kim says she's not even bothering to craft. Andrea's like, yes, those ones. One day those pretties will be mine. Oh dear. Do you have the poop gold steel hooks? I have a couple. Because some people have pre-ordered specific ones, but I don't have all of them. And I do plan to eventually get the full range of all the Clover hooks, the soft touch ones, but not yet. I just, it's slow. It's a new line, and I slowly get them in as I notice what people want or what people ask for. So if you want the poop gold ones, you let me know and I'll get them. Clover must love this. Like, we just call them the poop golds. Marion says she's using a 1.5mm steel at the moment, no soft handle. Oh my gosh. Look, I know that pain. I've got really old like steel hooks that I use when I'm making little things. And it's insane. Kim wants me to do a comparison for Stephanie. What am I comparing? Because I've got the box here. I can get Abby to pass me things out of it. So what do you want me to compare for Stephanie? So, yeah. Marion, if you use some clay, you can make a handful of... Yeah, totally. Kim says a Clover 4mm soft touch is my jam. And now I'll always see them as poop gold. Sorry, Kim. I'm so sorry. A comparison of what? A soft... Oh, okay. Abs, can you pass that box just and pop it here? This box here. Yeah. Okay. What was that? Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Snowy's dancing. That's what that tapping noise is. So I'm just having... Because I've definitely got a Clover soft touch hook. So I'm just going to move just to sort some... So what sizes did you want? Just a comparison of a soft touch steel versus an Amore steel. I know, Abby, it's insane, isn't it? Amore, the pattern chart marker set. Yes, you can let them out, Abby, but you need to bring them back in if they bark. For you, oh look, there's Kim's jam. Not Kim. Yeah, Kim Nelson's jam, everybody. Kim Nelson's jam, 4mm poop golds. Oh dear. I see a young person's hand. Abby, do you want to come and put your cast under here? Just be careful. Because...
I need to go. Oh, there's a camera there.
Yeah. Can you twist it over and just go a little bit further? There you go. She put the Milo logo on her cast.
It's the wrong way.
I know. That's all right. They can still see it. They're used to fixing things upside down.
Come on.
And a more 2mm. He doesn't want to go out, absolutely. But it's alright. No, they've been out. Okay. Oh, I've got a 1mm. I've got a 1mm in the poop gold. And alright. Alright, let's have a look here. I'm going to open... I don't have any of these out separately. So I am going to do... Which one's the 1mm? See, as far as I'm concerned, this one's already a winner because the 1mm is purple. Sorry. I'll just pop out that packaging. Alright. So that's your 1mm there. Number 6. They feel quite short actually. That's alright. They've got a nice tapered head. So that's your 1mm in the in the Amore. And now let's have a look here. Come out, poop gold. Oops. Oh, what fell down? Something fell down. I think it's got a little lid somewhere. And that's your 1mm in your soft touch. Oh, that's a bit blown out here. Yeah, it's a pinky. Oh, ignore that. That's totally wrong. Yeah, so that, they've both got... I'd actually say that they're probably... This one's got a longer tapered head all the way, whereas this one tapers and then sits quite large for a little way. I'm not sure if you can you see that? How this one tapers the whole way, whereas this one tapers to here and then just stays that size. I don't see that as a problem personally, but depending on what you're doing, it might be an issue. So yeah, but let me... I don't know which one feels better in my hand. They feel different for sure. I would hold both in your hand. What would you use for these? I would use these for bead knitting personally. I would totally use these for bead knitting. Something fell on the floor. I'm sure it's probably a lid for one of the hooks, so I'll find that in a second. But yeah, totally doilies. You could use these to start crochet toppers on tea towels. You could just poke that straight through the fabric. No need for an awl or anything like that. I'm automatically holding this one more. So I think personally my hand likes this one. I have a smaller hand, so having the shorter handle is not going to be an issue for me. I suppose it's not shorter by much, is it? No. Yeah, I like this one better. It could also be used when working with tatting. Absolutely. I have to purchase new steel hooks because the plain ones are hurting my hands and I can't decide between soft touch and a more... I don't know. What hooks do you normally use? Like, what's your go-to hook now? You hold them like it, so you crochet like that. Let me see. See, I think even still, I still prefer this one. It feels, when it's stabbing you in the hand, because that's how I feel when I'm crocheting with a knife. If you hold them overhand, do they jab into your palm? A little. Yeah, both of them do. But that's because I've got little hands, and so if you had a bigger hand, it would slide around easier. But yeah, you normally use a soft touch. I'd probably stick with the soft touch then and just go the steel, because if that's what you're already using, your hands already use it. But I personally would probably go with this one. But I think they're both quality hooks, but they are different. Even like, because I was thinking maybe they just put the same hook head in, but they don't. They're a different build. So I think that's really interesting as well. I learned something new today. So I'm not sure if can I bring that in closer. Can you focus? It can't focus that close. There oh, nearly. You can do it, little camera. No. All right. So yeah. Bye for today. I have to go to Sale. All right. Have fun. Drive safely. She uses the poopy gold. Then, look, honestly, I'd probably stick with the poopy gold. If that's what you're used to and you're already using that and your hands are used to it, I wouldn't change, personally. But, and I suppose I'm used to the amours, so I'm automatically going to the amours. But, I don't know. I don't know which one would be better for beading. You know, probably the poopy golds, because they've got a longer, you've got, no, they're probably about the same amount before it starts getting too thick for a bead, about there. And on this one, it would probably be about there. So, yeah, about the same before it got too thick for a bead. Yeah, don't make me time out, you girls, for shoving each other. Marion's a soft touch, apparently. Andrew says, oops, my hand just slipped and I may have bought the pretties. Andrea, did your hand slip and pay for shipping yet? Because aren't I seeing you next week? You could save yourself $8. Just saying. Let me see. Do you think the length before the tip sizes changes is the same? I do, yeah. I think it's pretty similar. I just think how they taper is yeah, see, I think this starts tapering sooner, and I think it starts tapering more there. This one starts tapering here. So if you need more space on your hook, I'd go the clover. But I don't normally need a lot of space on the actual shaft. So, yeah. Who else has the joy of coming up behind a whole house going down the road? Oh my gosh. Hey, Oreo, how are you going? We were just talking about people moving their entire houses. That's so funny. Nerdy says I have man-sized hands. I don't know which one you would find more comfortable, Nerdy. I think you're just going to have to get your hands on both. Like, honestly, it's one of those things. Like, it really depends on the individual, like a lot of the tools, it depends on it. Because I am totally like, I hold like this, like all the time, except for if I'm using like a 25 mil and then it's overhand because I'm like just trying to get some control. They're both clover. Yep, these two are both clover. Chowgu have a hook that looks similar to this one, similar to the Poop Browns. The same sort of shape here, but it's bamboo, and that's actually really quite nice to use with the stainless steel head as well. I don't know how to compare the tips of their heads. Let me see if are they both the same. Let me have a little look. Yeah, they both got the same clearance. It's all good. I forgot about next week and paid for shipping. Andrea, send me a message, PM me if you want me to refund the shipping and just bring it, or I can just pop it in the post for you. Is Freaky going? I missed Freaky. Sorry. Bye, Freaky. Go the clover, she says. Oh, dear. If anyone else not in this textile field was listening to this convo, oh, I know. There are so many conversations that we have as crafters. Yeah. Kim's right, you know, buy the poopy gold ones. Otherwise, you'll love the amours more and you'll have to replace all of your hooks with amours. That's for sure. Yeah, it's one of those things. Andrew says, no, just pop it in the post. That way Jay doesn't know about it. Okay, no problems. I'll do that. But yeah, it's funny. All right, I'm going to pop these over here because I'll need to fix them up. I have the China special hooks. I'm not always a fan of some of the China special hooks. Some of them are fine. Some of them are not so fine. Oh, Abby's showing me the clock because apparently it's 11:31 and she wants me up. These guys seriously try anything to keep me going longer. And I think Kim did this on purpose to remind me to do this because she knew I'd blather on about it. Thank you for bringing that. No problems at all. Kim's fault. Kim was reminding me, actually. She's very good. Did you make me a special shipping option yet? No, I didn't make you a special shipping option yet. I should call it Kim's special shipping option for when she tracks down my house. But no, I'll have to sort out some shipping options. The reason we're saying this is we don't have a pickup option anymore, and Kim is used to being able to pick up. Are the hooks lighter in weight than the poopy gold ones? That's actually a very good question. Let me have a feel. I actually think the poopy gold ones might be a smidge lighter.
What's the poopy gold one? Can I feel it?
Yeah, I think these ones might have a little bit more weight to them, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Have a feel.
That one's heavier.
Yeah. I actually think the poopy gold ones are a smidge lighter.
That one looks like milk dud.
Abby says it looks like a milk dud. Are we going with poopy gold or milk duds? I'm sticking with poopy gold, you guys.
That would be like milk dud colour.
I know. Let me have a look. Did you make I don't have a handbag. It broke. Oh no. I thought it is a crafter's option. Yes. Rubberized handles way more. Yes, they do. Daigo says a co-worker asked if I could make an amigurumi Mr. Fredrickson, old man from the movie Up. Does anyone know where I can get a pattern for it? I've been searching but haven't found one. No, I haven't. I don't know. If anyone can help out Daigo, they can pop a link up in the Fibrofit Fun Zone if they can find something. Crochet Clock says they're extremely light, which is why I love them. Light but still sturdy and don't feel like they'll break. Yeah, they look. I truly think the poopy golds are definitely lighter. Kim says, I don't know if the metal goes all the way through on the poopy golds, but the amours do. There you go. I've never broken one. See, there you go. Well, let's hope none of us ever break one to find that out. Gosh. Yeah. So Abby is hungry, and we're...
I'm waiting to make my own brekkie, but I have to be quiet.
Yeah, you can go and make brekkie.
I'm going to use the stove.
That's okay. You be careful.
Okay.
All right. Abby's going to have a go at making her own brekkie, you guys, with one hand.
had 2 hands, I could use this partially.
Partially use the fingers of the, you know, hold things and use this other arm. Anyway, she's right. It's 11:34. It's time for me to go. I've got lots and lots of things to do. Apparently there's an order that I need to pack. I've never tried any other brand but the Susan Bates brand of hooks. Really, it's one of those things. If you like it, stick with it. If you want to change something up, then give something else a try. Like if you're happy with your hooks, if you're happy with your tools, don't change them. But I like the Amores personally. The Poopy Golds work. So yeah. But anyway, you guys, I'm looking for my mouse so I can click the button. You guys have a fantastic week. I will try to be more, I'm a lot calmer this week than I was last week. So I'll try to be more active on social media again. And I'll probably do like a little bit of a Facebook Live tomorrow while I'm scanning some yarn maybe. So you guys can check out some of the yarn colours that have been dyed already. I'll catch you all later. I'm sorry, Andrea, but you're just going to have to go and tidy his room. I'm very sorry. The excuse is ending. See you later. Oh, excuse me. See you all later. Have a fantastic week, and I'll catch you all later on. Bye.